I've never heard the term conscious relationship.
You've never heard the term conscious relationship?
No.
Conscious meaning like not sleeping.
I think, you know what's funny is I just got out of a relationship, so I think what I think is important is someone that you can grow with. Like, to me, if somebody doesn't have my back or isn't one with me, like, I think that's weird if it's like separate. Like, if my problem should be their problem, their problem should be my problem.
Right.
That's like a healthy relationship.
Right.
You are one person.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be important to me.
Okay.
So I think that's probably what I think.
I got into a conversation with my roommate the other day too of like when, like okay, if we want to open up having more conscious relationships in our lives, right? When do you talk about what you want in the conscious relationship? Of like, let's say, you know, we want it to be an open conversation, like, hey, like, I want to be able to be accountable for my stuff. I want you to hold me accountable, vice versa. Like if something does come up, like an old pattern that like you know, because we unconsciously say stuff, and that you maybe want to release. You know, there was at one point in one of my relationships, like we had an amazing time, like I would say something that I didn't even realize was a subconscious, you know, thing that I was constantly, you know, and he's like, wow, that sounds like a program. Like, do you want to let that go? And I was like, okay, awesome. And it reflected it for me in a really awesome way, and that was like, it was beautiful, you know. And those were some of like the highlights that I remember. But like in order to bring something like that into the next kind of relationship and making those things conscious, like when does it, you know, like how do you know whether people are going to want to do that or not? Like when is, you know, the appropriate time to have that conversation of like, hey, this is what I'd like to create in my relationships.
And that's what we are here with. What's your name?
Georgia.
Georgia? Where are you from?
England.
England. Are you visiting?
No, I live here. I've been here 11 years.
And do you have that conversation with, like, let's say a guy that you start dating? Like, when do you think having that conversation, like that's something, do you have the conversation of like, this is what I would like to create? Or do you just kind of see if it's going to happen?
I don't know if I definitely will bring it up, but more in a relaxed way. I will say it's important for me that this, if I'm going to get into a relationship with someone, that this is what I have.
Right.
And then obviously if it doesn't work out, I'm not going to really hang around for it. But I definitely do bring it up. I think in most like dating situations I've done, guys will ask and they'll say, what is it that you look for? And I would say like someone like a ride. I know it's like really cliche to say ride or die, but like a partner that
ride or die.
Yeah, ride or die. Like someone that's down with you. That's, I would say that
For like the fight, for the good stuff, for the bad stuff,
when
for
you
like
have
everything.
you have someone that's there when you're on a good day and someone that's there when you're on a bad day.
Right.
That's important to me. So
Just said.
Right from the beginning.
That's what I said.
You're who you are, hopefully all the time. Hopefully you don't have to put this mask on in front of that person or this situation. And you're gonna be who you are and you're gonna attract what you want. So hopefully you wanna attract that person that you can talk about it right from the get-go.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to dump all your baggage on the first date.
Like, okay, so this is what I do, and this is how I handle it.
Yes,
Usually
I
I like
have
have
a t-shirt
tantrums.
that says baggage check. What?
I will say though, I have tantrums 5 times. Damn, that's okay.
I will say part of a conscious relationship to me too is to be able to be vulnerable. Maybe the second or third date, maybe not the first date, second or third date, say, hey, these are my shadows.
Yeah.
These
are my fears.
These are my fears. These are the things that I'm working with. This is what I'm going to bring. Because listen, we're not going to be perfect all the time, right?
Yeah.
Our stuff comes up, and that person, it's going to be it's either is or is not going to be the perfect amount what will help them also grow.
Yeah.
So maybe what your shadow is something that they can cultivate more patience in.
Yeah.
Right?
And if
we
we-
always have this beautiful balance of play. It's like
Yeah.
the yin and the yang. It's like you.
Yeah.
And then
That is
and
literally
every-
a man hearing that just from a male perspective, hearing that from a woman who is sort of in a stable place in his life, all right, and is actually looking for a relationship. That is sexy as hell.
vulnerability.
Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
sexy as hell.
Awesome. So we are here with what's
Sam.
your name? Sam. Nice to meet you, Sam.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for.
Sorry, I'm already ringing.
You want to put that on silent?
Oh, my bad.
In a relationship, let's say, because you've already had a conscious relationship, so
Okay.
would you like to have another one?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
That's the goal. You would hope. Well, I mean, depends on who you talk to.
Exactly. Okay, so when would you open up a conversation with your significant other, partner, that you would like to be partner, potentially future wife, so that you can be intimate with her?
So
Or
I think
you can have sacred
it's-
sex with her,
it would be initially. You want to kind
like
of
right off the bat.
not you right off the bat. Anybody, you
Like,
scare
first
the
date,
hell out
you're
of
like,
them.
hey.
You scare the hell out. I mean, this is just the world that we live in.
We're in a fast-paced society world
Listen,
that we live in.
I'll tell you,
YouTube
60
and
years ago,
internet, like
60. Think about this. 60 years ago, there was no internet. There was no nothing. It was you run into somebody in a grocery store. You're gonna see them, a small town, whatever, and that's your limited supply, right? Like there's only the people
how
in your
do we
environment.
function.
It's the only the people that were there, and people made it work. Think about it. 60 years ago, there's no divorces. People lived
60
a lot
years
better.
ago, we didn't have the internet.
Exactly, and that came, and now you have choice. You have free choice, right? Like you can,
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh, I don't like the people that are here. I'm gonna go start talking to people in Japan. Maybe like I'm gonna like them better.
Do you think that maybe that like
It confuses people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or do you think that maybe like because there's so much distraction that then that's why they're not taking the time to be intimate with people?
Yeah, because now you have so many options, right? It's like going to the ice cream store, going to 31 flavors, and you're like, hey, you can have whatever you want.
36, 37, 38 flavors, 39 flavors.
Yeah, you got some numbers.
I'm just saying. Thank you so much for watching Seeking Serotonin. I'm Sarah Laine, your conscious lifestylist, guiding you on your path to holistic health and empowered living. If you've enjoyed watching these videos, please subscribe below, and remember you can visit sovereign-alliance.com for my line of energy tools and fashionable frequency jewelry, or to book a personal one-on-one conscious lifestylist consultation, please visit seekingserotonin.com. See you on the next episode.